Doing good, doing good. Isn't this game a little early in the year, though?
Yeah, it used to be always on Thanksgiving weekend, and now, more recently, they've moved it up to the non-conference schedule for Utah. And, it's still kind of weird for me. I miss it being in November, but I'll take it when I can get it, because in the next couple of years, they're not going to play because Utah is idiotic and has signed, to play Florida or something, and I think they can't play two good teams in the non-conference. So we got to really enjoy it here.
Well, I think it's going to be a good game. That's for darn sure.
Well, BYU is +7, and I'm very curious to see what you think about this matchup.
Number 24 Utah, they're led by Charlie Brewer. He transferred over from Baylor. Last week he threw for 233, 2 touchdowns, and an interception versus Weber State. The offense put up 188 on rushing and 262 through the air. They're led by Tavion Thomas. The defense only allowed 270 yards, but the score was 26-10 at the beginning of the fourth quarter versus Division II team. They had to win that game and pull away late. BYU, Jaron Hall, he was 18-28, 198 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions versus Arizona. But the D didn't look good. They gave up 426 total yards, 27 first downs. Last year, BYU was 7-0 straight up, 5-2 against the spread at home. They scored 43.9, gave up 13.3. The dog in the series is 7-3 the last 10. We're going to take a one-star play on BYU plus the 7. We think they're going to upset them here, 33-21.
Wow, John's got the Cougars winning 33-21. I know there's a large contingent of Cougar fans here in Southern Utah who will love to hear that. Breaking the streak, they've up 9 in a row. But this year, John likes the Cougars +7, one-star play on BYU. All right, let's go to the next game that I'm looking forward to probably the most this week. That's Oregon at Ohio State, John.
Number 12 Oregon. Last week they won late versus Fresno State. They were looking ahead. They were turning 9 on offense, only 7 on defense. Quarterback Anthony Brown threw for 15 for 24 for 172 yards. He also had 16 carries for 56 yards. Number 3 Ohio State won late and may not even have won that game if Ibrahim didn't get hurt, but they did win the game 45-31. It was a push versus Minnesota. C.J. Stroud, he was 13 of 22, 294 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, but he looked iffy at times. He just didn't look comfortable, and Ohio State's D was horrible. They gave up 408 yards last week, 203 on the ground. The defense will improve this week. OSU is 4-0-1 the last 5 in September. They're 12-2-1 versus the Pac-12. We're going to play Ohio State minus the 14. It's a one-star play. 45-27 is our final.
Okay, wow, John is taking a couple of non-Pac-12 teams in these matchups. He likes BYU. He likes Ohio State against the Ducks. Let's go into week 1 of the NFL. Let's go with the Steelers and the Bills.
Yeah, well, Roethlisberger's back for Pittsburgh, and Najee Harris is certainly going to help that offense. Last year, they only averaged 81 yards a game on the ground. Question is T.J. Watt going to play? Is he not going to play? Is he holding out? What's the case there? They're also 3-7 the last 10 against the spread in week number 1. Bills were 9-1 at home last year, 7-3 against the spread, scored 30.4, gave up just 22.2. Allen only played 2 quarters in preseason, but he looked incredible. The D improved a lot with the two first picks that they had on defense. They're 5-1 against the spread as a home favorite. Played Buffalo minus the 6. One-star play. We got them winning the game 26-14.
26-14. He likes Steelers, John. Well, Vegas player's edge. Let's go to too bad Devin ain't here for this one, John. Seattle versus Indianapolis.
Yeah, well, this is part of my cocktail napkin contract I signed with Devin's, almost a decade ago. I got to cover a Seahawks game, and I try to do it when I don't think they're going to win, just to upset him. But last week, Seattle did put it together in that last preseason game, winning at 27-0. They're 5-3 away, just 2-6 against the spread. They scored 27.8. They gave 26.1. They're 1-5 as a road favorite. They're 1-4-1 the last 6 in week 2. Now, Carson Wentz, word is he's going to start. Is he going to be healthy or not? I don't know. But him with Frank Reich in those Philly years was very, very good. They were 6-2 at home last year, just 3-5 against the spread. They scored 22.5. They gave up 22.4. As a home dog last year, they were 2-0. They did have 2 nice draft picks on defense. They will be at home, and where they were 4-0 the last 4. We're going to take Indy as a 2.5-point dog here. One-star play, 24-15. We do have Indy winning this game straight up. It's just these first weeks in the NFL, there's a lot of one-star plays because the preseason changed from last year's and the years previous. It's just a little bit harder to get a read, so we're not going to step out on 3-star plays, 5-star plays, although we do have a couple this weekend that we'll get to it in just a little bit.
Okay, I'll make sure Devin gets the audio of today's show on that pick. All right, let's go Cleveland, Kansas City, John.
Yeah, we all remember the playoff game from last year. But Cleveland was 6-4 on the road last year, 5-5 against the spread. They scored 26.8. They gave up 28.9. Beckham is questionable. The playoff game, as I mentioned, was 22-17 last year in Kansas City, and it actually helped Tampa Bay win the Super Bowl because it actually showed them how to turn around and play with Kansas City and stop that offense. KC was 8-2 at home last year, 4-6 against the number, scored 28.1, gave up 21.9. Edwards-Helaire is out or questionable. Williams, the running back, he's questionable. Tyrone Matthew is out. The away team is 4-0 the last 4 in this series. Cleveland is 4-0 the last 4 at Kansas City. The dog is 6-2 the last 8. We're going to play Cleveland plus the 6.5. It's a one-star play. Kansas City does win the game, 24-19.
All right, John likes Kansas City to win the game, 24-19. He likes BYU. He likes Ohio State in college. In the pros, Pittsburgh and Indy and Kansas City. And John, tell us about the special deal for Devin Dixon show listeners you got going on.
Yeah, well, what I'm doing is the first week of the football, the NFL and the college combined. Normally it's $49.95 a week. In honor of Devin not being here, we're going to give him $40 off. Use promo code DD40. It takes $40 off the $49.95, brings it just down to $9.95 for the entire weekend. All the games in college, all the games in pro. We do have 2 insider moves that you will get. We've got a 5-star in the preseason that you're going to get, plus a bunch of 3-stars and some smaller plays out there as well. But predicted finals on every one of the games. You will have some fun and you will make some money with this.
All right, that's John Welch, Vegas Players Edge. Check him out, VegasPlayersEdge.com. Follow him on Twitter at VTEWins, as well as on Instagram where he gives away free plays. And he's having a tremendous record so far since August 1st at Vegas Players Edge, as well as on YouTube, VegasPlayersEdge.com. John Welch, you hear him every week right here on the Devin Dixon Show. Thanks so much, John.
Thanks, Eddie. Enjoy your week.